Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for Tier 1 PlayStation Round 2 here at Baku. I am your commentator, Paddy Pat 89. I'm joined here today by the crew steamers, Adele Lamb. Welcome in, buddy.
Hiya, how are we all? You alright?
I'm excited for this one, round 2. Baku, a very, very, very difficult track on this new game. Have you had an experience out there on the track before yet, crew?
A few goes on time trial, but I've not had anything more than that, to be fair. So it's going to be a bit of a blank canvas for myself as much as it's going to be for these boys, I think.
It definitely is. It's a track full of exciting overtaking opportunities, but also so hard to keep it all together for the full 50% race around here. So I'm looking forward to this one. We had some great overtakes last week. It was full of overtakes, packed full of excitement, and I think we've got a little bit of a highlight for you, and hopefully we'll have more of that to come this week. David in the Mercedes as well, who is on a hot lap. So if you look at these highlights now, he's tied through sector 2, and he got to pit
why you can't hear it.
But that was in qualifying.
Pretty much level going through sector 2, and he's lucky to not get any damage. He got it through left-handed. It's going to be the outside inside. The Aston Martin of Optic sticks there on the outside, and the confidence to do that is absolutely magnificent. Oh, has he, shall we say? Troy then takes to the inside. What an absolute move!
This one here, we want to stay away from this. Good little overtake from the Mercedes of King David, but look at the action here. The two drivers of the McLaren and Red Bull coming together, and what a highlighted race round one was. And I'm thoroughly excited to see what round 2 brings us here at Baku. Without further ado, then, qualifying has started. Let's get amongst it.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Scott is the first one to leave the pit lane. And there is another mover. So we shuffle, and that's Cameron following. Oh, they're all coming out like there's no tomorrow at this rate, mate. I'm telling you, they're all flying out there.
So LFR Scotty then, a very, very tidy driver is Scotty, and he is reserving for the Tier 1 today. He's going to be the first one to cross the line to set his lap time, so we'll keep an eye on that. Wally going straight.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you saw it. That's okay. That's fine. Wow.
Wally then retiring.
Yeah, I was just on board with Bingham because it looked like he was going to be the second guy to come around and set a lap, and he overshot turn 3 by the looks of things. And as he turned around, Wally arrived at the scene rather quickly, and a bit too quickly, it would seem.
That is commiserations from the McLaren driver, and just goes to show how difficult it is round this track. They're on soft tyres, but the temperatures have been an issue for this game so far, and it was proven right there with the McLaren driver out of the pits, not up to temperature, and just got slightly caught out, and he's out of qualifying already.
Might be a bit of a blessing in disguise, I reckon. This very abrasive track. It's very much, it's cliche bingo time, boys and girls. Get your cards at the ready. Very much survival, this track. So being P18 on the grid isn't necessarily going to be a bad thing at Baku.
Well, I don't think Scotty will be thinking that as he comes around the last turn now on the straight, the longest straight on the calendar. And here he comes then in the AlphaTauri to set his first hot lap. Here he is, DRS wide open. He's going to come across the line. No, he's not. He's going straight in. So who have we got following him to set start?
It's Optic, I believe.
So we'll go on to Optic then. So we thought it might have been Scotty, but no. Optic then in the Aston Martin. Great overtaking highlights from last week. And let's see what he can put together into turn 1 then. You can't use that curve as much as you would like to in the 22 game. It's all about keeping it sweet and clean and getting that power down. Coming through turn 2 now, and second DRS zone of this track. And it's another hard braking around about the 125 metre round. Hitting as close as you can right to the wall and using all of the exit there. Now same again, a lot of 90-degree turns in this track, and he gets it nice and beautiful. Now we come through the S section. Now he keeps it tight, don't go turning in too early around there. You want to keep it as wide as you can to get that launch out of the turn. And now we come to the famous castle section, where I believe we'll see a lot of action and claim many lives, many DNFs. And just as we say it, Optic is the first one to get it wrong here in the castle section. It's caused a bit of a pile-up there.
Oh, I mean, Larson was on his hot lap as well, and he just arrived again at the scene of the accident. And I think there's another Mercedes there in between. Is it King David, I believe? Yeah, who's on his out lap. So it was just 3 into 1 wasn't going to work there. It's a good job all the ghosting and the settings for the session were as they are.
And I think that's kind of halted most people's first runs there, because there was just everyone following suit. And I don't think we're going to have a driver who's going to set a lap time here, but we're going to ride on board here with FRT Cameron, who I believe actually might be the first driver to set a lap time, unless it's the Mercedes there of King David. Let's see what he comes in with the Red Bull car. Yeah,
I think it is Cameron. David's on an out lap, he's just started his lap. Yep.
So Cameron then setting the benchmark with a 1:39.420 for the Red Bull driver then. And he managed to avoid all that and put a half-decent lap time in.
Yeah, he just stayed out of the way of the skirmishes and just, like I said, just survival in the same sort of, well, in a different sort of way, shall we say. But he's, he's got a very, very, very good lap time. 1:39.4 is ridiculously competitive round here.
So Cameron there getting it wrong on his in-lap. And let's ride on board with Hemi then. Last week's winner in the Haas. He's going to come and set his lap time now. What is it going to be? It's not a great lap. It's a 1:42.1 for Hemi. Last week's winner here there at Austria had a great race, holding off last year's champion QRT Robbie, who is unfortunately not racing there today.
No, he's not around today, so leave the door open a little bit for other people to jump in and try and compete with, as you quite rightly said, Emmy there, who did I think he did a fantastic job last week himself. He had a good old scrap in the end, but he did a great job.
He definitely did. He really managed the ERS, and I think that's going to be a case here today of really managing that battery life, because it's one hell of a straight. And you know, although there's good overtaking points through a lot of the sections, it's all about just keeping it clean, tidy, and staying out of the walls. And you can follow through those sections quite nicely, and then really charge on that big pit straight. That is where the biggest opportunities are going to come from, and I feel like that management is going to be critical here today.
Yeah, it's quite obviously, it goes without saying, all that sort of stuff. It is going to be vital, but there's a few subtle amendments to this track compared to the previous version of the game. For example, there's a curb on the entry of turn 3, which if you stay too wide too long, it'll spit you up and it can send you into the wall. A few little curves towards the end of the lap, barriers towards the end of the lap which have been changed and a bit stickier. And also the green barrier on the exit of turn 1 is a lot closer to the track than what it was. So there's some little tweaks that need to be done. It's easy to forget those little tweaks.
So here he is then. The AlphaTauri driver, LFR Scotty, what's he going to do is a 1:30.4. Goes second fastest, does the reserve driver. Not a bad banker lap there for the AlphaTauri driver.
Nah, good start that. Straight up there, exactly where we expected him to be.
So riding on board now with the McLaren coming through sector 3. It's URL Basel and the DRS wide open. Like I said earlier, the second DRS zone of this circuit. Only 2, but one of them is one hell of a straight. You might see some overtaking points in that DRS. There is opportunities there, isn't there? But sometimes it's better to stick behind, because if you want to get that move done, it can be better doing it on that pit straight, you know?
Yeah, it depends on where you are in the race and what you are strategy-wise, and time-wise, and lap-wise, and what have you. I mean, the big massive overtaking point is obviously going to be the great long straight we've got, longest straight on the calendar, which is part of the 6-kilometre track that we have here at Baku with 20 corners. Do my little swatting little bit while I'm here now. Castle section makes up corners 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Yep, there's that many in the castle section, believe it or not. But yeah,
talking about
all this.
Talking about calendars, what's today, crew?
Today is the finest day of all days. It is Yorkshire Day. Happy Yorkshire Day to all and any Yorkshire comrades out there.
No, this wasn't planned, guys, but we've got 2 Yorkshiremen in the comms box as well. What a day.
It's fate.
What a day. It's just fate, right? It's just fate. What a day.
What a wonderful day you're all going to have, or have had. Depends where you are in the world.
So then, URL Basil coming across the line then, setting his time of a 1:40.5, and that is only good enough for 6th place at the minute. So Cameron then, with his first banker lap, setting the pace there with a 1:39.4. Bingram sneaks in the Aston Martin with a 1:39.492. So very close between them two. Only 2 of those guys in the 1:39s.
Yeah, I was just about to say, but you beat me to it. That Bingham snuck on in there with that cheeky 1:39.4 as well. He was out earlier on, like when Cameron set his lap time as well. But I think he went straight on at turn 3. I think he overcooked it in the braking zone as we watched Wally kick it into the wall. But yeah, something else to point out as well. We've lost Lassie Larson. I'm not sure if he retired in the pit lane or what have you, but I believe that we also lost Fudge, and I think he lost it in and around turns 4 and 5, somewhere like that. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I am on board at the moment with Troy A, who's just starting a lap.
Yeah, Troy had a good week last week. He highlighted himself in a few of the highlights. Good overtaking moments there from him last week. And he's one of those drivers that can win races in this league.
Yeah, definitely. He's shown his quality previously, and he's got every right to be up towards that top end. Well, 35.3 Sector 1 is very, very competitive. So I expect him to be top 5 or top 3 here with this lap. We'll see how he gets on. See how he navigates the infamous victim-taking castle section.
Yeah, don't speak too soon. It's always a squeaky butt moment going through here, but it looks like he's absolutely smashed that section a little bit deeper into there than he'd like to, but he does navigate that fairly well, and it's all from here flat out. And this turn can get you as well. You've seen Leclerc do and other drivers plenty of times in real life racing. It really does unsettle the car, doesn't it? It's quite a tricky corner to get right there, isn't it, before you get onto that long straight.
Yeah, and like I said before, some of these curbs on this track, and 1 or 2 that have been adjusted for this season, will just launch you off the ground just enough to send you wide or too deep into a corner. And obviously a street circuit like this, that could be fatal.
Now then, it's looking good, but is it good enough for a 1:39? It's not quite. It's a 1:40.8, but it's good enough for second row on the grid for CPI Troy A. So far, no one can beat Cameron.
Well, I did say top 5 and then I said top 3, so I'm not taking any prizes for that, but he's just proving exactly what we were just saying about himself.
Riding on board with the Alfa Romeo, then still yet to set a lap time is Midway, Spider-Man, Optic and Aquaza. And we have lost, like Carew said earlier, we've lost 3 drivers in qualifying. Wally very early on making that crucial mistake coming out of the pits has cost him his chances of doing any lap times here in qualifying, as well as Fudge. And I think Lassie Lawson coming to the stream late and has had to retire and not take part of qualifying. So Alfa Romeo, Midway, what can he do here? It's always one of those, it comes over the brow of the hill and you lose traction, and it's just one of those things you've got to trust the car to stop, but carry as much speed as you can. It's always one of those moments where you think, please get that grip, but it looks like he's got that down to a T, and he's coming down this long straight now. Like I said, the longest straight on the calendar, and the DRS wide open. What is this lap time going to be? It looks like it's going to be within the 140s. It is a 142. Very good lap from Midway. 140.2 in the Alfa Romeo. Well, the 2 Alfa Romeo boys looking pretty there in 3rd and 4th so far.
Yeah, there'll be some high fives going on at the moment. Let's hope we can maintain this early form in quali and carry it on through the rest of the weekend. Again, you can tick that one off your cliche bingo cards, boys and girls.
Now then, Optic got it wrong on his first run. Oh, and he just gets it slightly wrong there as well. And Optic is struggling to get a lap time in here.
Yeah, speaking of struggling to get a lap time in, Mitri looks like he's just binned it at turn, on the exit of turn. Oh! As King David almost went into the back of him. Looks like that Mitri might have unsettled the car and gone into the barrier on the exit of turn 3. That could have been something to do with that curve I was talking about.
Yeah, and he's
on the
well,
right
that's
side.
it. He's out of qualifying. Mitri then on his in lap has binned it, and he's going to be taking no further part in this qualifying session, and he's got a 1:40.2. Not a bad lap time, but with 4 minutes to go, you do expect these times to come further down.
Yeah, I would say so, but I think he's okay pretty much for top 8 or 9 maybe. It looks like Robbie's just managed to get into the lobby, so he's probably going to have to sit tight for the rest of it.
Ah, there you go. QRT Robbie then. He's made it in his Ferrari, and he just couldn't stay away.
Nah, couldn't stay away. I'm sure he was tapping into the Ferrari mentality in real life at the moment. I wish they could stay away. I think that's what they're thinking.
All right. They're going to take this 4-week break and really start shuffling up things. I think they have to. They have to really smash the second part of the season, don't they, Ferrari?
Well, they've got no choice, and knowing the way the Ferrari are going at the minute, it wouldn't surprise me if they had a 5-week break and didn't turn up to the next race. They're all sat there, their alarms going off when they don't get up, that sort of thing.
Got the strategy wrong.
Got the weekend wrong and all.
Yeah, bloody hell. Right, okay, URL Basel then, currently 9th place with a 1:40.5 on another hot lap. What is this going to be? Is it going to be improvement then for the McLaren driver? He's coming down the straight now, reaching the speeds of up to 206 miles an hour. Make that 210, he's really going for it now. Make that 212, 213, 214 as he hits the line. And it is 3rd place for Basel, a 1:40.049. Great lap from the McLaren.
Fantastic lap time from Basel there, sticking it onto the second row for the time being. There's a few big boys still yet to put some times in, but, it's looking as if he's going to be putting himself right into the mix for this race.
Well, interesting enough, QRT Robbie is coming out on an out lap. I'm not sure if he's going to take part in qualifying or just come back in. But we've still got 3 drivers that are yet to set a lap time. And one of them, guys, is Optic, who has had 2 goes at it, but he's had 2 goes and got it wrong.
Yeah, Spider-Man just came out the pit lane, literally just in front of him, and literally leaving the pit lane as well right now is a Quasar. So it looks like you guys... the Quasar nearly goes into the wall again, like you said before, mate. Those cold tyres, big changes in this, and this is only round 2, of course, of the new season and the new game. But these little things, this is going to be a proper test this week for everyone in all tiers. Yeah,
and I think I don't think pace is. I mean, pace helps, but I think for this sort of race, it's been there at the end and been consistent because. The tyre temperatures are so difficult. I mean, they're going to be running those hard compound tyres, I expect, in the race. And, coming for the first 4 laps on those hards are going to be like driving on ice around this track.
Driving like Bambi on ice, more like, let alone driving on it. But yeah, totally. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy putting the hard tyres onto this track, not in the slightest. I wouldn't anyway, to be fair. In previous versions of this game, but even more so now.
Indeed.
Oh, Robbie's just overcooked it into turn 1. He's gone into that barrier I was talking to you about, so looks like if he does set a lap time, it's not going to be there, but could just be a sighter for him, just to get a bit of, probably for his setup to be fair, so to get to put his setup on. Let's see who else is on a lap at the moment. Cameron's on a lap and he's basically on par with his current pole time in the first sector. Working his way around now. Wrestling the car around the corner as we approach the castle section. Sweeping through turns 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. As I said before.
Who are you
powering down. On with Cameron. Powering down, seeing if he can build on his previous fastest. He was on par in the first sector, Patty, for his first sector. Just coming down towards the end of the sector 2, see where he's at. And he is about 10.5 down at the moment, so it doesn't look like he's going to improve. But someone who is improving is approaching the castle section is Bingham. He's about 10th up in sector 1, so he's looking like he's going to be challenging Cameron.
He is indeed, but he has got traffic out in front of him who is also on a hot lap as well. All the drivers are going to be coming thick and fast now. He's going to get a nice slipstream down the straight is Bingham, and he could be improving here. Now, you've got to remember, Sector 3 is pretty much the whole straight. So it's all about that Sector 1 and Sector 2 times as what is it going to come in with here through Sector 2. He's not up on his time. I think he's lost. And look at that. The McWilliams has held him up that much through there, but then he's given that up, so he's not even going to get a slipstream through there. And that really could have halted his chances of getting the podium here.
Yeah, I think if he'd had that slipstream from the Williams, he would have probably nicked pole there, even with being held up just there. But let's see what it is. Yeah, 10th down.
Yeah, 10th down.
Cameron, Troye improves, he gets a 39.9, jumps Basil back into P4.
So last week winner then coming across the line, what is it going to be for him? He's a 10th for the minute, he goes pole! Absolutely magnificent! Unbelievable! Last week's winner sneaks in from 9th with a 139.2. Fantastic lap!
Just, that's all that needs to be said about that. Just take your hat off and bow.
Take a bow, son.
We are not worthy.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. Hemi, take a bow, son. Come out of nowhere. And he puts it on pole. 139.2. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your qualifying session over. And Hemi, what a way to leave it to the last lap.
I mean, I can't spec. That's absolutely diabolical. Well played, young man. Absolutely blinding lap.
And it's the Canadians bossing it out there today. Cameron and Hemi 1-2. But unfortunately for them two, they're in different cars. A Haas then of Hemi against that pole. Cameron in second. Bingham third. Good show from Bingham today. Farsa Sam Smatterer in the Red Bull. Red Bull's second and fourth. Front row and second row, so that's a good showing for the Red Bull boys. Troye 5th, King David 6th, Basil 7th, Midway in 8th for Quasar in 9th, and Ghosty Riots rounding off that top 10. Crew, take away bottom 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got LFR, Scotty in P11, and they've gone now. So not too slow.
We missed it.
Apologies.
We missed it, sorry.
Something else to point out, though, I don't know if you've noticed that there, Patty, that Cameron does have a 5-place grid penalty, so he'll be starting in P7.
We missed that one. We missed that one.
Yeah, I just noticed that on the standings there before my screen disappeared.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, qualifying finished. Now it is time to put the money where your mouth is and see how you get on through this really, really difficult track here at Azerbaijan, Baku, in round 2 of Esports eRacing League, where we get broadcasted on ESTV. So a big shout out to them guys as well. And a big shout out to Crew as well. Joined me today in the comms box. What a legend.
Well, I have been known to dabble in legendary statuses from time to time, but, you know, such is life. But, yeah, it's good to be back. I mean, I've done this a few times. It's good to be back in the seat here and there, you know, helping the boys out, doing a bit here and there. And, again, you can tick another one off your cliche bingo list, boys and girls, from Patty's statements there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, mate.
Yeah, so 19 then are going to take part in this race. 26 laps. Let's have a look at the tyres choices for the start of this race. Now then, Hemi, you've got a hard sandwich. You've got Hemi starting on hards in P1. Lassie Lawson at the back of the grid starting on hards. Everyone else on medium. So you've got a hard sandwich there today. Hemi, very brave to start on those hards.
Yeah, the key here is he needs those tyres hotter than the sun when he starts on that grid. They need to be bubbling because, you know, obviously reasons. He's not going to be as grippy, not going to be as fast. But again, if he keeps his nose out of trouble, and he's probably going down the route of track position, because this is one of those that's track position is always going to be key. Not quite so like the likes of Monaco, because there are opportunities here to make moves and adjust strategies and what have you. But yeah, he's biting the bullet early.
The thing is, though, this track for me is known for safety cars, and I feel like starting on the hards here, no matter where you are on the grid, is probably not the best idea in respect to the safety car probably coming out at some point in this race. And he's kind of used these hard tyres, and he will have to then go long, and it might not fit into maybe if there's another safety car. And we all know what Baku produces, especially in the game so far this year. We could see a fair few safety cars out there today. I don't know about that strategy crew, but I will stand corrected if he bangs this one out.
100%, mate. 100%. I mean, I'm looking at this now, thinking about it. I was thinking about this in quality. To be fair, with how these hard tyres are, and like you say about the safety cars, I'd be in two minds whether it's a good idea to hold back a few extra sets of softs from quali and who stop it. Medium soft, 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 medium soft or something. And hopefully you get lucky with the timings of things and then with the safety cars. But
yeah,
let's see what happens.
Yeah. See what happens. Well, we're almost ready to see what that happens. Lining up on the grid, weaving as much as he can to get the tyres up to temperature. It's immersive starts here, immersive formation. So let's hope we get this with no bugs. I do hope and pray. And he's facing very much towards Bingram now, the star. Look at the angle of that. Troy gets it all wrong.
We need your protractor out for that one, don't we? Bloody hell. The angle on that bad boy. But he's doing the right thing. He's got to try and cut him off into turn one because of the tyre situation. But let's see how we get on.
So here we go then. It's 4, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 lights here at Baku, round 2. It's lights out and away we go. And Hemi goes straight over to the right side. And just like I said, it's absolute carnage. Those hard compound tyres did not work well for him one bit.
Oh, that just went from... It's like he threw 20 quid in the air, picked up sixpence. That just went from bad to worse. It was absolutely ridiculous. Oh, my word.
Bingram then takes the lead of this race, and you've got the Polster down in 17th from that horrible start, but no virtual. Bingram gets away lovely. Troye up 2 places from the start as well, and we've got a few position changes. King David on the back of Troye, trying to get the pressure on him very, very early on in this race.
Yeah, it looks like Cameron might have had a few issues as well, because he's all the way back down in 13th, fighting with Lassie Larson, the other hard tyre runner at the moment. And he's round! He just spun round. Oh, I think he just reset the track as well, because he spun round very quickly. I don't know. Might have to have a look into that one.
So, first time through the castle section, there you go. And I'm still in shock from the start of that race, it's got to be said.
Can't spec. Twice he's put us into that situation, mate. We can't spec.
We can't spec.
It looks like it all's come fairly cleanly through the castle section. Bingram's already got 1.2 out on Troye at the moment.
Quasar gets a job done. He's going to go side by side with the AlphaTauri driver of Scotty then. And Scotty still hangs it there, and they go side by side still. And it looks like he lost a few places there in the end.
Yeah, Cameron's having an absolute mare at the moment. He's coming down into that same area now towards the end of Sector 2 with no wing in 19th place. I don't know what's happened there, but he's had a dreadful start as well as Hemi.
Ghosty rides and takes to the inside of Hemi, of Wally then. Oh! And he gets 2 for 1 there, but Basil gets Wally gets a little bit better exit and takes that position back. So a lot of battling going. Oh, what's happened there?
Oh, it's kicking off, mate. Absolutely kicking off. Not sure what happened there, but all I saw was Ghosty Wrights into the wall. It looks like he's got Larson threatening him from behind. Don't know where to look, mate. It's kicking off everywhere.
Optic makes a position then on faster. Smatry up to 14th position. QRT Robbie is up to 4th place already. And Basil, what's happened to Basil here?
On board with Basil. Yeah, it looks like he's dropped a few positions there. I say a few, nearly 6 or 7. He's managed to recompose himself and he's back into. Looks like his wing's okay. Must have had a moment. Must have spun or something.
We have a virtual safety car. So virtual safety car then here. The first one, then lap 2. And we needed a bit of a breather there. There was so much going on track. We just couldn't keep up.
Yeah, I think that was a mercy save to the SC for our benefit, mate, to be honest with you.
I've got to say, though.
Let's give these guys a breather. So let's chuck the VSC out there for them.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you what, though. QRT Robbie up 10 places, 4th. He's up there now. Great stuff from Robbie.
Yeah, he's done all right for himself there, and he coming into the session late, didn't get to set a time, and with how things worked out.
And we're away.
The DRS is enabled, and we're away. Green flag.
Wally up 11 places as well. So good start from Wally.
Yeah, King David looked like he's hunting down Troyer with intent on securing his P2 in this race. Further back now, it's looking like there's going to be a good old scrap mounting now for the last few points position. Lasse Larsson appears to be the cork in the bottle in the midfield when he's got the likes of Basil, Drunkpilot and Fudge all close company behind, and he is the hard runner, is Lasse Larsson, and they're all queuing up behind him. They're all trying to sneak those last few championship points from one another.
Well, Hemi has got himself back up to 14th place, but he is 9 seconds away from 13th, and yeah, these guys will need a safety car to bring them back in. But let's go back on board with King David then, who's, like you said, trying to hunt down Troy Bingram, 1.2 seconds ahead at the minute. So he's having a race there. But just as I say that, Troy takes 3 attempts out of that section, and he's right on the back of him, and he will be in the DRS zone.
Yeah, he certainly will. I'm not sure if Bingham was maybe caught sleeping a little bit there, or he's made a few mistakes in this lap. But again, this could boil down to tyre temperatures for that VSC. He might have lifted off the gas a bit too much, and he could be within touching distance here now.
Well, he's used a lot of his battery. I can say that much. He's 13%, so he's not going to get that with Bingham on 68. And like I said in qualifying, it's going to be all about the strategy on how you manage your battery life. And as you've seen there, he had no chance of getting in behind and taking the overtake on Bingham, even with the DRS.
Yeah, got himself close enough now. He might be able to get a nibble into turn 3 if he's lucky, but I think it's not going to be a long enough straight for him to get there. But in doing so, Troyer did just...
Equator's gone! We just flipped onto him coming out of the turn. He was really putting pressure on the driver in front, and I think he got too excited on the power, and away he went. He's lost his front wing and now down in 12th.
Tommy. Equator's one of our longest running drivers here in Prospects and previous incarnations of this league. He's one of the most experienced guys out there, and it just goes to show that this game and this track can bite anyone.
Yeah, Cameron then, first DNF of the race. I believe he just had enough out there today already.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, he had a very good qualifying session, but then he slapped with a 5-place grid penalty, and then, like I said before, chucked 20 quid in the air and picked up 6pence.
Well, no, I do believe that was Hemi, my friend. Or was that Hemi as well?
both of them, yeah. Hemi more so. We saw it happen to Hemi, but it did happen to Cameron as well, and I think he put it in the pit lane, to be fair.
So we're still riding on board with Troy at the minute. He's still within that second. And Equator has DNF'd. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is another virtual safety car. Bingham takes the opportunity, goes into the pits. Our racer leader on lap 5 takes advantage of the virtual safety car and goes into the pits. And QRT Robbie as well, and Wally.
There's a few more lining up behind him as well. Yeah, Scotty's done the same. Basil's done the same. Hopefully, Wally doesn't have to change a wing, otherwise it's going to be double stacked. Oh, he's changing the wing, so Basil might feel the... Oh, he's going to have to wait in the McLaren box for the change first of that wing, and it's just cost me a little bit of time, but it's not too bad with it being under VSC. Still frustrating.
Yeah, frustrating then for the McLaren. But and frustrating the fact that it's another virtual, because a couple of these guys are going to be wanting that safety car to get back on the pack.
Yeah, and we almost got one there. Bingham again, what we were talking about before with the tyres, turned free straight on into the barrier, and he's done well to keep all four wheels on his Aston.
So here we go then, green lights again. Troy is now a new race leader. Bingham then has made a pit stop. Let's have a look to see what tyres he has gone on.
Bingham is on the hard tyres and he's struggling. He's really struggling. He's lost a wing end plate as well, and he's almost gone into another barrier just before the castle section.
So those hard compound tyres, like we said in qualifying, are proving to be very difficult around this track.
Yeah, I mean, you need to start a phase of racing. A phase of racing with them hot. So ideally, starting the race with the hards or on a safety car, so you can a full safety car, so you can properly heat them up. They're looking like they're struggling without that.
I mean, if it was me, I'd go medium softs. That's what I would do. I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even bother. But we see Lawson then making a move on Spider-Man, puts himself up into third place. 5 laps hold. Those hard compound tyres. Nice little move there from Lawson.
Yeah, very nice too, William Scott. Oh, Spidey just kisses that barrier. That is the exact barrier I was talking about there on the exit of turn 1. It just angles slightly towards the exit of the corner a bit more. And who's that? Is that Fudge? Fudge looks like he's had a moment in turn 1. He's recovered now. No damage to his wing from the looks of things.
So then, Robbie, 8th place, under pressure from the Red Bull Farsa. He's used a lot of his ERSs, Robbie. You can see the red light flashing. But he is on the hard compound tyre and he's made his pit stop. So it's whether or not he can stretch those hards all the way to the end. He's in a good position, is Robbie. He's just got to be consistent now.
Yeah, he's just got to keep it on the island and stay out of trouble. Make sure he maintains his temperatures, and if there's any other phases of the race that are slowed down, then he just needs to be aware.
So Optic and Mitwee then make another pit stop. Optic down in 15th place at the minute. As we're still riding on board with this little battle here with Wally coming right in this mix of it as well.
Yeah, he's throwing his hat into the ring there. He wants in on this action. He's trying to keep tabs with Robbie. Like you just said then, Robbie's looking like to be in a very good position, and Wally's on the same tyre, same age as well, so he can stay in touch with these guys. And Scotty has gone a few corners previously.
Oh, Scotty! He's gone, and it's that corner where you think that you've got it right. And that is a safety car. We have a full safety car. Scotty, on lap 6, has binned it in Leclerc's favourite spot. And that is safety car.
I mean, it was just a matter of time with what everyone was going through and experiencing on this track. It's just, it's unfortunate, isn't it? I mean,
there it is.
There's no words. There's no words.
No, the car's gone. I was hoping to try and pick that up. I'll have to get it back on the stream later on, but yeah. So we do have then a safety car. So in 6 laps, we've had 2 virtuals and 1 safety car crew.
Yeah, bonkers, absolute bonkers, mate. We were questioning why there wasn't a safety car once or twice earlier on, but I don't think we need to do that much more now, do we? In fairness, but this is going to play. Yeah. Sorry, go on. This is going to play into Robbie's hands to an extent.
Yeah. Well, this is what I was saying. Troy is going to have to make the pit stop now. Obviously, Bingham has made a few mistakes on the outlaps of his going onto the hard compound tyre. Robbie pitted early, but he has got scrubbed up hards now, so he will take a little less time to get them up to temperature. He's may, and I think he will, inherit the lead of this race.
I think he might be a touch far back because of the safety car, but even so, he's going to be in. Well, he might do. I think the first it's really unfortunate for would be Larson, but unless he stays out because he started on the hard tyres.
No, he is. Lawson then.
Staying out.
Yeah, Lawson staying out. So he is going to be your race leader then.
Yeah, Robbie is coming down. It looks like they're starting to make the way out of the pit lane, so it doesn't look like Robbie's going to gain on the track.
No, he's not.
But he's going to gain in, like I said, the all-round grip to begin with, and he's good enough and quick enough to capitalise on that after the restart. Oh, one position. Gets one position, P4.
Question is, with this safety car as well, will he be able to run these to the end?
I would say so with this safety car. The vast majority of the tracks on the game, the hard tyre can pretty much do full race distance, and if it can't do full race distance, it's not far off it. So, with 7 laps gone now, I think you can safely say he should be able to get these to the end. But it's if he's obviously with not taking part in qualifying, he's got plenty of soft tyres. So, if another safety car lap 20, 21 wants to take the boots off, he can. It's going to be interesting what Larson does at this after this. I mean, he's going to try and maintain position, obviously, but
well, he's gone for track position as Lawson. He's only done 8 laps, and like you just said, you can run these hards quite late on into the race. And if you think of logistically that we've had 2 virtuals and a safety car in 8 laps, he's got to be thinking, look, I'm just going to run these, and when there's an opportunity where I can maybe go on the mediums that are going to last to the end, or maybe go on to the softs to last to the end, he's going to take that. And I think Lawson knows that. I think that's why he stayed out, and I think that he really is in a good position and he's got pace as Lawson. He could be the outside chance to win this race.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we were saying about Robbie's having a bit of the advantage with the scrub tyres. I mean, Larson's nearly 8 laps old themselves, and that's bringing the hard tyre towards prime, optimum operating window. So if he can capitalise and get a decent gap, like you said, depending on if there's another safety car, if it's in 10 laps time or if it's in 15 laps time, he's got options. If he's saved any soft tyres, he might have a set of softs he can use on. Like you say, he's always got the brand new set of mediums regardless. So I think he's doing okay, and I think he's made the right decision in this situation. What is going on here with Ghosty Riots and a few people? I think he's caught up in some lapped action, but I'm not sure what's happening there. It's looking like we might have to do another lap unless the race director decides to plug on the safety car. I'm not sure what's happened there, but Robbie has gone up to P3. I think that might have something to do with the Ghosty Riot situation, or it's either that or it's the.
No, I think we're having.
Graphics.
I think we're having.
My graphics having a wobbler.
I think the graphics are having a wobbly moment. So ignore the graphics there. But on here, it looks like Robbie is. Yeah, no, Robbie is actually 3rd.
Yeah, I think it was something to do with. Because King David just got a yellow flag there for ignoring. 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag. Like I say, I think it Ghosty Riots, who's the lapped Alpine, who is in between David and Wally on the track. And I think because I just went on to him, so he was, not being funny, he was ghosted. So I'm not sure what had gone on there.
So everyone has stopped then, apart from Lawson, who is your race leader at the minute. He's the only one on track who's yet to stop, but he's started on the hard compound tyre. Now, let's have a look at the tyres as well. Bingram done 6 laps on those mediums. Question in the chat, will the mediums go to the end at this point of the race?
Not with them being 6 lap old, no. If they were brand new, they might have done. If they were brand new, I think they would have done. They would have been close to popping territory, but I think they would have done. But Bingham's are 6 laps old, I'd say no.
So no safety car, or no inklings of a safety car coming in this lap. So we go round again then, and I believe this will be the one. So we'll be coming back in on lap 10. And it's only going to help Lawson there. He has another opportunity to keep those, another lap to keep those hard compound tyres up to temperature. And you see everyone else is just chilling. He really knows how hard these tyres are to keep them temperature within the tyre, like, you know.
Yeah, I think it's almost as if Bingram's heard what we've just had to say, because he's just boxed for some hard tyres. We've got a couple of laps on them, so they will absolutely get him to the end without any question. But yeah, you're quite right what you say there, mate. It's hard to keep it in these optimum ranges, you know, especially around a track like this where it's all street surface. It's not an out-and-out designed race surface, is it?
Right, so it's lap 10, safety car. And if you've just joined us here, we've got 50 viewers watching right now. Thank you very much for every single one of you being here today. If you are liking the stream so far, don't forget to hit that follow button. And we have been your commentators, Paddy Pat 89 and the Crew streamers at Adalam 88.
AD Lamb 88.
AD Lamb, there you go. AD Lamb 88, that's the one. Follow us on Twitter if you have a moment in time. At PaddyPie89 and at Addy Lamb. So, I think it's going to be in this lap.
I would say so. It better have been. It's been a while, hasn't it?
It definitely has. It feels like it.
Oh, we're running out of things to talk about.
Never. We're 2 Yorkshiremen. It's Yorkshire Day.
Well. Yeah, I'll line them up. You knock them down, mate. I'll be ready.
Still waiting for the Mercedes to catch to the back of the pack as well. Safety car then in this lap. So the Mercedes of Tintoretto needs to get a move on here.
I think he might just get lucky here because of the pack slowing down to let the safety car in because of the long straight. So I think he will just about... It's probably going to work out well for him because it means he'll arrive at the back of the pack just as they're starting to go full racing speed. But let's see. Let's see what happens here with Larson.
The thing is, he doesn't want to be slowing up too much because those temperatures will drop very rapidly as he's weaving around the track here now. And he's gone. He's gone early. And away he goes, and they all follow suit now as we get underway on lap 10. We've got a Mercedes pulling to the inside of King David, has a little sniff, but it's all systems through here to turn 1. Have we got anyone going into the wall? No, it looks like they've all got away nicely.
Oh, someone has just gone into the wall. I think it might have been Basil and Fudge, I think, as well. And we've got Bingham, who is wingless again.
And Troy then is going to take to the inside here. Is he going to get him under braking? He's going for it. He's going for it. He's on the inside then. And Troy, is he going to make it stick here? And he does. He takes the lead of this race. Great little move there from Troy.
Yeah, it's a fantastic move in that few corners there. And in the midst of all that, Mitchell looks like he lost it in between 1 and 2. Bingham's left the session as well. I'm not sure if that's just a connection issue.
Not working out for Bingham and the Aston boys at the minute, although Optic has got himself up into 10th place. He's in the points now as Optic. Oh, no, Optic! Just as I say that, he's got it wrong through the castle section, and he's lucky to have 4 wheels still going. Oh, the Astons are having a shocker out there.
Well, it serves him right for making Seb retire. So it's one of those. Not you, Optic, not you, Bingham. Oh, he's gone straight on as Optic. He couldn't stop it towards the end of sector 2, but again, he was square onto the barrier, so he kept all 4 wheels on.
So, Wally then, we said about him keeping up with Robbie, because he's on the same sort of tyre strategy as him, and he is sticking with him.
Yeah, he's sticking with him, and it looks like...
That's a safety car. That's
a safety Ghosty
car.
Riots. Ghosty Riots is DNF'd. I think if we jump on board with Optic, we might see the debris. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh, that's a terrible crash.
Yeah.
So Ghosty Riots saying getting it wrong, and it looks like he's lost 2 of his front wheels, and Optic then seems to be getting away with his mistakes at the minute as he goes back into the pits. He's going to be at the back of the grid, but he's still in this race.
Well, this is what we were talking about just before now for Larson. This is his opportunity to box for the brand new mediums, which will take him home to the end of this race.
I don't see him doing it. 11 lap old hards, I just don't see him doing it because of the safety car coming out just after the other one. He's going to lose so many positions, so he's better off keeping this hard compound tyre, I would say, right to lap 20 and go for the softs at the end.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Do you gamble whether there's going to be another safety car? I mean, yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those.
12 laps. 2 safety cars, 2 virtuals. Baku is not disappointed. It's taken victims.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Baku at you, mate. Baku at you. And he's looking at Larson as well. Looks like he's got sporting a bit of wing damage as well. Looks like he's missing one of his end plates. So that might factor into his decision.
Well. They're coming through.
To bite the bullet and take the pit stop now, switch your tyres and sort your wing out, or it looks like he's making the right decision. Yeah. Yeah. So he's going in.
Yeah, Troy making that decision then. Well spotted there, crew. So the Williams driver, Lawson, then coming into the pits. He's going to go onto the mediums and fix that wing. So keep an eye on him. But like I say, he's losing a lot of positions here. It's not quite worked out the way he wanted, but he will get that fresh medium tyre on and a new wing, and away he goes to the end. He may still come out in the top 10, and I think he is. So yeah, not too bad there for Lawson.
Well, no, he did start P19 last as well. So, I mean, to offer him this halfway through the race, competitive, on the fresh tyres and the faster tyres and everyone in front of him, I think he would have bit your hand off, and he has got pace.
He does indeed, does Lawson. So good to have him back in the game. He did take a bit of a break from the game, and it seems like he's getting himself up to scratch with it, and he's showing himself why he should be at the top of the tiers.
100%. I echo your sentiments entirely, mate. It's good to have him back. He's always been competitive, and yeah, welcome back, mate.
Aww.
Someone else just after you, mate. Sorry, go on.
Oh, just going, aww.
Oh, friend.
Oh, one friend.
Something that needs to be pointed out as well, our current reigning T2 champion, Drunk Pirate, sneaking in there under the radar throughout the course of this race in P6. Yeah. Where did that come from?
Great little mention there. So the Ferrari of Drunk Pirate then, last year's champion for Tier 2, promoted this season. And yeah, up into 6th place on 6 lap old hards.
Which highlights the point to anyone else in any form of league racing. If you sit tight and keep yourself out of trouble, because this is the first time we've mentioned him, because he's not been in any incidents. Don't start it now, please don't say it now. Do it now after I've said it.
Yeah, say it now while we're in safety car before the race starts.
Yeah, if you keep it clean and survive and just stay on track, for lack of a better term, it'll work out for you and for this track, and that's an example of it right there.
Well, example of it, so far so good for the Ferrari driver, but like I say, it's 14 laps in. We've got a long way to go. Just over halfway then, and I believe it will be in this lap. So get ready then for the restart. Troye will be leading the way in the Alfa Romeo after he does a great move on Lawson to take the lead of the race just before the safety car comes out. Welcome in, Goats. Yes, it is your Paddy Pat. If you have just joined us here, guys, we are at the PRL Esports Prospects Tier 1 race, and we are your commentators, Paddy Pat 89 and Addy Lamb. Hook us up on Twitter. This race gets broadcasted on ESTV, so a big shout out to them guys as well. You absolute legends. But we're lap 14 then. Troye is going to be leading the way, and we're just waiting for race control to let us know when that Aston Martin is going to get himself in the pits and Troye become the effective safety car.
Yeah, and in the meantime of doing that, it looks like Tintoretto and Basil have had a bit of a switch up of strategies. They boxed again, and they're both on a brand new set of soft tyres each.
Interesting strategy. Now, are they thinking, is that going to go to the end?
Well, this is it. Time will tell. Time will tell, sir.
I believe
I don't think they will.
Nah, I believe they're thinking, right, okay, we've had two. There's going to be another safety car for surely to God. So they're at the back of the pack. They've got nothing to lose. Why not?
Yeah. Damned if you do, damned if you don't, aren't you? So you may as well chuck it in there and have a go.
Exactly that. And no race control message just yet. Is there going to be a late call, or are we going to go around again?
Well, looks like they're going to go around again, which will help the likes of Tintoretto and Basil.
It will, but even so, I don't see.
No, I agree.
Five laps, I think they're on 50%.
Yeah, I mean, previous games, on the last game, I could squeeze a one-stop medium soft on this track, just about.
What do you think, chat? Let us know in chat. Will Tintoretto and Basil make it to the end on softs? What's your thoughts on chat? Come on. Let's get the chat involved. What is your thoughts then? Will them softs get to the end? Yes or no? Let me know in chat. Impossible, says Epix. Bergerth doesn't think so either. So most of the first people in chat saying they won't. Straight off the bat, no thought process about it. It's just a slam dunk no.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. And I don't think it will as well. But, if I was in their shoes, I would have done the exact same thing, though. Like I say, I not tooting anything because I'm not fast by any stretch, but I can save tyres. That's one thing I am known for. That's it. And that's previous games I could do it, but different now. Completely different dynamics with the whole thing. So, they're rolling the dice, aren't they? Let's face it.
To be fair, crew, we're all an amateurs when it comes to this game this year so far. It's so 100%. It's so difficult, and I'm not sure how I feel about. Is it realistic? That's why it's so hard, or are they just trying to get the balance right? And are we going to see some more updates coming as well? We'll have to wait and see. The thing is, you don't want this game easy, but you don't want it impossible. And
no.
That's so hard to get right over the season with these boys making the game. So there we go. Safety car in this lap. No messing about. Troy is going to lead the way in the Alfa Romeo. Let's get ready to rumble!
These hard runners now just got to make sure they keep the temperature in those tyres, especially these new low-profile tyres.
Interesting.
And it looks like Troy might have tried to have got. What's going on there? Is that laggy? I thought he tried to go then maybe, but he's off. He's off now. I think. Yep, he's gone. I'm not sure what happened there, but it looks like a few things. But they're all close together now.
It's going to be interesting. What is going on there?
It's all gone wrong. There's some ghosting going on there. Sort of looking, got through just about unscathed, but King David lost out big time there.
QRT Robbie up into second place, and he takes advantage of a few squabbles there. Lawson up to fifth, having a great time there and getting ahead of Spider-Man.
Yeah, getting ahead of his teammate there, fellow Williams driver, and looks like we've just had an incident. Is that Tintoretto? Yeah, Tintoretto's had a moment on those softs. But yeah, looks like Larson is starting to make some progress on the medium tyre, so it looks like he's got them switched on much better than the hard runners so far, but let's see.
Wally still sticking with Robbie as they come through the castle section. Great little camera view of them coming through there, and a helicopter view as well to make it even better. And look at the Williams of Lassie Lawson all over the back of King David.
I mean, the top seven are all less than a second behind the car in front. This is ridiculous stuff.
That was so close there to the rear diffuser of King David. Lawson needs to keep it clean. He's in a great position for possibly getting a podium, I think. He's got pace.
Yeah, he's got pace to burn, as we know, and he's got the tyres to burn as well. If he can just, he needs to. Not only does he need to keep it clean, he needs to clear a couple of these guys.
So interesting enough,
Troye
has gapped Robbie out of the DRS zone, which is.
Oh, Hemi!
Oh, Wally's going to make a move on Robbie, and he gets the job done. QRT Robbie struggling to get the tyres where he wants them, and the McLaren of Wally attacks him and makes that move stick.
That's a great move from Wally there. Just that, I was just on board with Hemi. He just had a little moment into turn one. He got turned around. I think he stuck his nose in. I'm not sure what happened there, but it's all kicking off there. Robbie's under a lot of pressure now from David and Larson.
Oh, this is amazing stuff right now. Oh, what's happening?
Into the wall.
He goes into the wall, and QRT Robbie's really struggling out there. I was just about to say QRT Robbie doing his famous tap up the diffuser, but it's like he's got no grip out there.
Yeah, it's like Bambi on ice again. It's these hard tyres again, and the points being amplified with the fact that Larson is there in and around them on the faster tyre, on the fresher tyre.
So, Lawson up in the fourth, follows through King David. Robbie still struggling to get those hards up to temperature, but will he start coming back at these guys? That is the question that we're going to have to wait and remain to see. Now, King David is the only driver out on track at the minute with a penalty.
Yeah, it looks. I think there's something to do with what happened with one of the safety cars, but it could very well be going. But it looks like he has just left these guys for dead. Oh, Basil's had a moment, yeah. But whilst King David's making a move now on Wally, and he has got it completed before the braking zone into turn one. But as I was just about to say then, Troye is gapping these guys over 3.5 seconds ahead of these, whilst they all argue amongst themselves, and Larson's still sticking around.
Bingram and Optic are out! Bingram and Optic, both Aston Martins, are out of this race.
And sorry to switch up there, Larson's just made a move on Wally on the outside into turn 3, before turn 3, sorry, and he goes up into P3, and he's got King David right in the sights.
Bit wobbly there on the exit from the McLaren driver of Wally, but Lawson in a podium position now, and right on the rear end of King David. Lawson showing absolute brute pace here today.
Yeah, he needs to get past David, and he's going to hunt Troye for everything that he's worth as they're navigating through this castle section. King David looks like he's really wrestling the car through there, but Larson's just hanging back just enough. He's still reminding David that he's there.
QRT Robbie. Oh, he's got to be close. Oh, my G God almighty. Just a slight tap on the rear diffuser, and that almost sent King David round. Great wheel management there from King David to correct that and stop that car from spinning, but I feel like he's going to be a sitting duck down the straight, crew.
Yeah, he's going to be, especially with the DRS that's just been activated for this lap, so King David's just better off just saving his battery and letting him go. Larson is on the faster side, the DRS is open, the side-by-side going into turn 1, and he's just about in front, and he makes it stick into turn 1. Will David get a bite of the cherry into the second DRS section? We'll soon find out. I think he's a bit too far back. Yeah, looking like the Larson's easing away from himself there. But he is reeling him in just enough, but it's just in straight's not long enough though, unfortunately.
No, it's not, but Lawson has to take advantage of his medium tyre now and try and hunt down Troye on the hard compound tyre, out in front right now. 3.9 seconds is the gap as it stands.
Yeah, I think he's going to have that gap chopped down in a couple of laps, and he needs to get it done sharp, which he needs to get into Troye's DRS zone sooner rather than later. And it's all working out so far for Larson. after we were both deciding and ahhing which way is he going to go. Is he? Isn't he? And he, yeah, he's gone with it. He's gone with the early switch to the mediums. Tintoretto's gone. I think that's just before the castle section.
Safety car! Yeah. Safety car, lap 19. And it's Tintoretto then brings it out once again. And this, surely to God, is going to be everyone in on the softs. And it's going to be a shootout to the end.
Well, we're going to find out in a moment, Patty, how many of these boys have saved softs from quali. Let's see how many have saved a set. Obviously, we know that Robbie's going to have a set, at least, because of how long he was in the session. I think Spider-Man might have a set as well, knowing what he's like.
Lawson's got the truck position. Interesting tactics from Lawson.
I think that's a wise decision, again, to be honest with you. But it looks like, yeah, Troyer's got a set of softs. So has Wally. So has Robbie.
And it is a chance, just to say, to get rid of that penalty for King David as well.
Yes, it is, yeah. But literally everyone else, apart from Farza, who looks like he's not in the session at the moment. He looks to have got disconnected in P3, is still on the hard tyre.
And to be fair, that is going to be crucial on the restart. If he's not in the session,
yeah,
his restart, it's not. I hope they've got the AI to 75, because the guys behind Farsa are really going to be halted on that restart.
Oh, Wally's gone. Sorry, mate. Wally's gone into turn 1.
Under safety
like
car.
He's gone straight on.
No. Wally's gone. He did it in qualifying on his outlap. And he's gone and binned it in the same turn under safety car. And he is out of this race.
I mean, I can't spec. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Wally, oh dear.
Fastest lap then so far is Troye, a 1:43.1. I believe that's set on the hard compound tyre as well. So with all these boys and softs, I think we're going to see that come down massively right now.
I was just about to say that is going to get well and truly smashed once this safety car goes back in. With all these soft runners, that is just going to get destroyed.
It is indeed. Well, come on in then, guys. Safety car, lap 20. It's going to be an absolute, I reckon, a 5-lap shootout now with everyone on softs, apart from Lawson. Lawson choosing to stay out on those medium compound tyres to the end. He's chosen track position. Will it pay off for him today or not? We will soon find out.
I think he may have just made a bit of an error here. The advantage that Larson had and how far behind he was, I think about 4 seconds, wasn't he, behind Troyer, is that if I was Larson there, I would be copying what Troyer did.
Yeah.
Unless he hasn't got any fresh softs, he might not have any fresh softs left. That's also a thing. But if it was myself, I'd be copying what P1 was doing.
But to be fair to him, the mediums will go to the end.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's quite hard to overtake here by the DRS zones. And, you know, 3 laps on those softs, you're going to lose all that life. So it's whether or not he can manage his battery in the right areas, defend really hard where he needs to. And the longer he keeps him behind, you know, the better it's going to be for him as the laps go further into this race.
Yeah, very true what you're saying. The thing to bear in mind is at this stage in the race compared to the first early stages of the race is the tyre wear. Okay, the softs are going to drop off quickly, but not as quickly as they would have done earlier in the race because obviously the cars are a lot lighter with the fuel loads now. So the tyre wear isn't going to be quite as bad as it would be at the beginning. But you know, he's made his choice. He's sticking to his guns, and you know, hopefully. There's a couple of factors. There's the AI there in P3 that can cause some mither for him, and hopefully he wants all these soft runners to squabble amongst themselves.
Indeed. So welcome in everybody then. 58 viewers right now, so thank you very much for watching this Esports Prospects eRacing League PlayStation Tier 1 and gets broadcast on ESTV. Thank you very much for that as well. If you are liking the comms, please hit the follow button. We are live almost every day of the week here at Pretty Spots Prospects, whether it be different tiers, different races like GT7. We're like, oh God, be careful, careful, Lawson! Oh, you don't want to be doing that on the safety car.
It's not Tokyo Drift, mate. It's Baku F1. Take it easy, kidder. Wowzers.
I don't know about you, but I'm having issue with the audio. Like, it's like juddering.
Of the cars.
The juddering, yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on mute, mate, so I'm not sure. But we're off. Larson's gone. And it looks like absolute chaos behind. Everyone's squabbling. And the Hemi's gone wide. We've got a couple of AIs there. Who's that there? Spider-Man's had a moment.
Oh, this is tight through. You don't want that to go through there. God, we got guys ghosting. And it's all a bit of a mix-up right now. QRT Robbie.
Troyer was all over the back of Larson already, so it looks like he's going to have a little look into around the outside of turn 4. Around the outside of turn 4. And that is a fantastic, sensational move from Troyer. Great racing.
So Troyer then takes the lead of this race, lap 22. Now then, can Lawson make a move back at him here on the straight? He's got to stick with him as much as he can. There's a little bit of gap forming there between Troyer and Lawson and QRT Robbie. But Robbie is on those soft compound tyres.
Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of time before he gets into the groove and starts hunting Larson down. I mean, Troyer's already gone 1.1, 1.2 ahead of Larson now, so...
Robbie then has got a penalty as well. So he's got to get a move on if he wants to try and secure a podium here today.
Yeah, it looks like the Haas drivers of Fudge and Hemi have recovered nicely into Piece 4 and 5 respectively, and Basil's back up to Piece 6. Not sure what's happened to King David. I think he's had a disconnection issue.
Hemi then, our pole sitter, getting it wrong right at the start of this race. Now in 5th place on the back of his teammate. Is he going to send it here? And he's got an absolute beautiful launch, and I think... Is he going to get ahead of his teammate into break? And I think that is him now up into 4th place.
Yeah, it looked at first as if Fudge was letting him go, but I think Fudge was dangling the carrot there. So go on, have a go, and he did. And he made it stick, fair dues. Good stuff from the Haas drivers.
So 3 laps to go then, Troyer. Remember in Troyer qualifying when we said that Troyer has wins in his under his belt and has wins. You know, he can win races. I don't want to have the commentator curse, but Troyer so far take a bow, son.
Yes, he is winning this race. He just set the fastest lap last time, and I think he's about 3.5 tenths up on this lap as well, and he's just stretching that gap from Larson. He's 3.5 seconds ahead already, almost, as they navigate the castle section. Hemi has caught up to the back of Robbie. Something rotten, I tell you.
I mean, I don't know what you guys can hear on stream, but the glitch of this audio is starting to do my head in. And I'm just wondering whether or not has Robbie got audio, because he's just not looking as fast as he normally would be.
Yeah, he's had a few issues today, but it just could be one of those days. He might have some side pod damage, there could be anything on the go. But Hemi is all over the back of him, and there's no DRS just yet. I think it's going to get activated any moment now when Troyer crosses the line. So for the last 3 laps of this race, we will have DRS as Troyer sets the fastest lap, 141.8.
Fastest lap then for Troyer, a 141.8. Has to get hard on the brakes as Hemi there, and he's right in behind Robbie now. Robbie, no ERS left. Is he going to make it a move? Hemi takes it to the inside here, and he's going to be side by side under braking. Is he going to make that move stick? Oh, he almost pushes Robbie to the outside, and they just get through, and Hemi gets himself up into 3rd place.
There was a little bit of contact there, just a slight touch, the back of Hemi on Robbie's wing, but they've managed to get through unscathed. Robbie has a little wobble there in between 4 and 5.
He's shaking his head. He's not liking it.
He's not happy.
It's the universal sign that he's not happy with that move, and he wants Hemi to know it. But he's got no time to breathe because he's now got his teammate Fudge behind him.
Yeah, these Ferrari engine users are hounding the works team here.
They really are, but I've got to say, I've got to say Lawson, you know, he's only been in my lobbies. He's not been doing any league racing from coming back, having a huge break from the 2021 game. And he's come straight in at tier 1 level of esports prospects. And what a show he's put on. Starting last on the grid. No, you know, he lost a bit of his end plate in the first stint, but not too much damage where he had to come in. He's pitted and he's stayed on those mediums. He's just had quite a cool little race, hasn't he?
It's just normal service has been resumed as far as Larson's concerned. I mean, he's got a little bit of end plate damage again on his current wing, but he's still maintaining a good gap ahead of Hemi. I mean, I wonder if the softs are starting to go up, but hats off to Larson for having a bit of a sabbatical, and he's just come back out of nowhere, which
oh,
really
no! Hemi! He's bottled it! Oh, it's unbelievable, Jeff, and so was Robbie as well. Oh, Hemi, what has happened there? Our pole sitter then gets it wrong at the start of the race, and come the penultimate lap, he is out.
I mean, I'm speechless, mate. Yeah.
Check out Basil.
And Basil's up there.
Basil stuck himself up there.
Yeah. And Spider-Man as well. And this is what I'm saying. These guys here, they're just hung in there. Basil's been last a few times in this race today, and he's within a shout for a podium.
And that's what it's all about at Baku. It's about keeping that nose clean and out of trouble the whole way round. And it's nowhere near about pace. It may be towards the end, you know, but still, if you are thereabouts, but you know that you're not the fastest driver, if you can just plod along in your own world, you can find yourself getting a lot of points at this stage of the race.
Absolutely, 100%. And as we're talking about Basil, Spider-Man just behind is reeling Basil in with the DRS and the ERS. Not quite enough, I think, to make a move, not quite long enough, but we're just into the final lap now, so Basil's got to hold off Spider-Man now for the rest of this lap, and he might have a go on the second DRS straight. Spidey's really close here.
Basil then is under pressure by Spider-Man. He's got no ERS left then. The Williams driver of Spider-Man, he goes to the outside, went to the inside, and he gets cut off, but he goes, switches it! Last minute, can he get it stopped? Yes, he does! Oh, no!
Spidey.
He almost pulled off an absolute banging move, but he just got the power down too early.
That was incredible racing. That was a fantastic move. Sold the dummy a few times, made it stick. And then he just got too keen on the throttle on the exit. He got a bit too giddy. Oh, feel for you, Spidey, mate.
So, the man has got a few corners to negate. It's the last lap. It's the Alfa Romeo of Troye. And it's the last time he'll be running this straight. Is he going to put on a victory chance? And here he is then. It's CPI Troye coming down the straight. What a race from the gentleman. And he puts on a little show as well. It's Troye. He crosses the line in P1. What a race. Lawson gets himself into P2 from starting last on the grid. Great drive from him. Fudge in third. Great stuff. Takes that last podium position. What an exciting race that was.
Yeah, and shout out to Fudge as well, because he started P18, so the guys who started last and second last ended up being finishing P2 and P3. That great stuff. Again, survival and digging in.
And SAFC Fudge gets driver of the day from the computer. But for me, I've got to give it to Lawson. Lawson is your commentator's driver of the day for me. He's got to be. He's got to be. Just simply because of like the strategy he pulled off. He was the only one out there on a one-stop strategy. He took a one-stop strategy, hards to mediums, back of the grid, kept out of bother. He's had the break from the game. He's come back in right at the top tier and got himself a P2.
Yeah, I mean he's had a sabbatical. He's been away for a little while, and he's just come back and nailed it with starting dead last. So yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said there, mate. But let's not take it away from Troye. You know, everyone's been all over the place with this race, but yeah.
Troye then is your race leader. Lawson gets second and third. Stay with us, guys, because we will get these guys in for interviews. But Basil takes fourth, King David fifth, sixth Drunk Pirate. Not a bad showing for King Drunk Pirate, you did say. Sneaking himself in there, and he's got himself a P6 in Tier 1. Last year's champions, a good drive from him. QRT Robbie, only seventh for him today. Really struggled in that last stint, didn't he? 8th place for Farsa, 9th is Spider-Man, 10th is Hemi, Wally 11th, 12th Tintoretto, and I think everyone else pretty much DNF'd in the race.
Yeah, Spider-Man and Hemi managed to get classified because of how late they were. DNFing at the end of that race, but yeah,
right,
lost over half the field, mate.
I'll see you in the podium interview room. So, welcome in, guys. What an absolute race. We're going to start off with our third place of Fudge. Congratulations, started 18th on the grid and got yourself a podium. How do you feel?
How have you done that? Literally. So I had it on charge and I dropped it.
Paging Fudge. Are you there, Fudge? Unmute yourself, my man. Oh.
There you go.
Hey.
Now can you hear us?
Now you can hear us. Fudge, how do you feel, mate? P3 starting 18th.
That was a hard race, to say the least. Lot of carnage in it, and I don't know what happened to the stream halfway through, but on my end it sounded like a Dalek. So I don't know if it was the same for anyone else, but it was terrible, the sound that I was getting.
Yeah, the audio, we did have some audio glitches through the race, but with all that going on, coming through the field to finish P3, you've got to be happy with that, right?
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I didn't expect P3, but like the dog jumped on me lap whilst I was doing my qualifying, and my teammate was right behind us, so I pulled over whilst the dog jumped on my lap, and then as I went to get the dog off the car, just went straight in the wall, so I had no option but to start from the back.
Well, congratulations, Fudge. What an absolute drive. And you've got the computer's driver of the day. So congratulations, mate, and well raced, buddy, especially at a track like that. So congratulations, mate.
Yeah, thank you, and GG to all the lads that's finished.
Brilliant stuff. So we don't have second place Lawson. He is a reserve driver. It's not a full-time seat for him, so that may be the reason why he's not in. But I tell you who we do have in, crew. Who we got in?
We've got our race with a Troye. How are you, Troye? Well done, mate.
Yeah, man. I'm good after that. I'm very good. Thank you.
So, Troye, then, talk us through everything going through your mind there. You pulled off some amazing moves and to get into that race lead there. Lawson choosing to stay out on that mediums, which became crucial to the end. Did you know that you were going to get in? Because that move you pulled at that part of the track was spectacular.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, coming into this race, I didn't have any expectations whatsoever because I literally, since the patch update or whatever, I haven't done a single lap around Baku. Baku has always been a strong track for me, so I kind of knew that I'd be up there somewhere, like maybe fighting for a podium or fourth or fifth or maybe something like that. But then, yeah, things just went my way. And then, yeah, obviously the move looked way easier than it is, or the opposite. The move looked way more difficult than it actually was, because I think he was on like 8 lap old mediums or whatever, and I was on fresh soft. So it wasn't too difficult to pull off. But yeah, I'm still kind of happy that I'm kind of happy with how I made it, like made him go a bit wide and find the gap and stuff. So yeah, it was good. It was good racing as well. He left plenty of space, and it was good respect between the two of us. So it was good.
It was definitely great to see in the comms box as well. So, yeah, no, great race, mate, especially with all the drama going on in that race. Crew, have you got any questions for our race winner?
How did you manage to stay out the way of all that carnage, mate? Because it was all good. It was all kicking off everywhere around you, but you managed to stay focused.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I was ahead for most of the race. I didn't really have to focus too much on the guys behind. As long as I kept it on track, and yeah, didn't make any major mistakes for me to end up in the middle of the pack. I think I was fine. Yeah, apart from like those kind of worrying moments where like there was a safety car, a couple of guys stayed out. I felt like I had it pretty much under control, so it wasn't too much for me, and I felt like, if anything, all this carnage kind of benefited me, because there was some big names dropping out. I was just looking at the screen and just seeing like Cameron out. Is his name Hemi? I think he was out as well. Robbie dropping down the field, and like all of those guys were like my main rivals for the title, and all of them finishing so low, whilst I get like the maximum points. It's like it's huge, man.
And with that going through your mind, it's almost even more crucial to not let that get you too excited, to keep yourself focused whilst you're seeing other drivers going around. Because I know for some, I know I'm not saying that you were, but for me, if it was me, I'd be thinking, I would be thinking, getting too excited, but concentrating on trying to keep that focus, because you can really make inroads like you have today by getting a jump on those guys, by getting that P1,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And I was like, for me, it's at that moment, I don't really think about that too much. I'm just like focusing on getting the win. And like, if they finish second, that's like, it's fine as long as I've done like the best I could do. But then, yeah, at the end of the race, just seeing them finishing a bit lower is just like a bonus for me. But yeah, main thing is just to try to grab that win every time.
Well, brilliant stuff, mate. Congratulations on that P1. Congratulations for all of the podium sitters. And to be fair, everyone that finished, because that was one hell of a race we just witnessed there. So thank you very much for everyone joining here today. We have been your commentators for Tier 1 Esports eRacing League, and Paddy Pat 89 and AD Lamb.
The last time you said it, you got it right. Well done, mate.
Well done, mate. Thank you very much for watching then. Join us tomorrow where you'll see me in the racing seat. But it'll be live here tomorrow at 10 p.m. with 2 new commentators from me and Adi Lamb. We'll see you again.
Adele? Who's Adele?
I don't know. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye. God bless.
Ta-ra, ta-ra.